outdoor workouts, sleek high-rises, and trendy cafes. This Mexico City district, known as Little LA, has become a magnet for those recently deported from the United States. Jesus arrived here in June.
We've all seen the terrible things happening in the streets of America with ICE deportations. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going to Mexico to cover the lives of people who were recently deported and those who self-deported. First, we're going to start in Mexico City, and then we're going to go to other areas in Mexico. Now, enough talking. Let's continue with the video.
You get people from all walks of life here. I was used to that in the States. Sometimes it feels like I'm still there.
Jesus left at 15. He spent the next 24 years working in construction. Back in Mexico, he's starting from scratch.
I just left work, and I got really unlucky that day. The police were targeting construction workers. When I got here, I was still wearing my work shirt with the company logo on it. It was sad to arrive here like that. People were staring at me. I was filthy. My clothes were dirty. My hair was really long. I'd been in detention for almost 2 months.
Today he's at a forum on financial literacy, trying to understand how Mexico's credit system works. The answers aren't always encouraging.
¿El crédito lo hace la propia empresa o no lo hace la empresa? Hay ciertos puntos para poder solicitar el crédito. Entonces tiene que haber como un historial de trabajo y ingresos. Ok, bueno, muchas gracias. Cuídate mucho. Igualmente.
Like most of the 100,000 other Mexicans deported from the US this year, Jesus has benefited from the government's Mexico Te Abraza program, which translates as Mexico welcomes you with open arms.
The Mexico Te Abraza program includes 10 reception centers along the northern border. It also provides 2,000 pesos of financial support.
But once the initial help runs out, deportees must fend for themselves. That's when charities step in.
The Mexico Te Abraza program gives you a bit of help when you arrive, but it's not long-term support. It's like saying, here's your bus ticket, now off you go.
Today, Daniel, Jorge, and Edwin are preparing to hand out boxes put together by the NGO New Comienzos.
These boxes contain everything deportees need to know to help them settle in. When I got here, I knew absolutely nothing.
I mean, that's amazing work that these people are doing, because I can imagine for the first guy we saw, I think his name is Jesus. He came to America at 15 years old. He lived in America 24 years working construction, and he got deported, and now he has to start from scratch. I can imagine it's so difficult because there is no credit history. Like you saw, he went to try to learn more about credit facilities in Mexico. He doesn't have a credit history in Mexico, so he has to start from scratch. So these people, what these people are doing is, it's an amazing thing. I'm sure it's very helpful because they are trying to help these people readjust to their lives. Can you imagine living in a place 24 years and then just out of nowhere you have to start again? Like, that's so difficult. But let's continue.
Jorge and Daniel were also deported several years ago. Now they help others facing that same initial distress to find work. They've turned their ordeal into an advantage.
We want to make Mexico a bilingual country. If Mexico becomes bilingual, there would be so much more work here. People like us who were deported are an economic powerhouse.
Daniel has set up what many deportees now see as a lifeline, a call center.
May I speak with the business owner, please?
US companies outsource sales and customer service calls south of the border.
You start making a decent income, and then you realize, I don't need to be in the United States to live well.
At $5 to $7 an hour, compared with more than 20 in the US, it's a bargain for American firms.
I mean, that's great, because $7 an hour, I know in American standards is low, but let me break the news for you. In case you forgot, Minimum wage in many states in America is $7.25. So it's basically like they are being paid minimum wage in America, but they are living in Mexico. And this is gonna be very helpful, especially for deportees. If you have nothing, you have to start from scratch again, and you get a minimum wage job in Mexico, being paid in dollars. That's helpful. Anything that can help. But let's continue.
But it's considered a good wage by Mexican standards. Still, deportation is traumatic. Many struggle to recover.
Gracias por acompañarnos en un episodio más de Migrantes Talk Spanish. Tengo el gusto de estar con
Araceli.
Every week, Jorge brings deportees onto his podcast. On social media, Araceli paints a picture of a nearly perfect life in Mexico. But she had arrived in the United States when she was a baby. Deportation meant throwing her into a world that felt completely foreign.
It was really, really hard. There was times that I just wanted to, just sleep and not wake up. And I started drinking a lot. I actually have people commented like, "You're the happiest deportee that I've seen." I'm just like, girl, you don't even know what I go through.
Well, te hago entrega. You want to open it, please?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I had my parents' brothers and sisters in the beginning. They were like, they let me stay at their house, but they didn't understand. And then a lot of them have like the misconception if you come from over there, you have money. So I didn't like that. So I chose to leave them and cut them off.
Meanwhile, Jesus won't be alone much longer. His wife, a US citizen, will soon join him in Mexico. Together, they'll try to rebuild their lives away from the country.
I mean, it's good that they are getting some sort of help. The government help is not too much, but this other organization that is helping them get like the call center job, it's good, it's good. I personally was in Mexico City just 2 weeks ago. And I love Mexico. I love Mexicans. I love the Mexican culture. They're great people overall. Now, let's go to another section of Mexico and see if there is any support or how things are going for the recently deported or those who self-deported.
They were in Austin, Texas, 2 months ago. Now, they're back home in a half-finished house in their village of 500 in rural Mexico. This family are among those who've self-deported from the United States. President Trump is pushing more people to do the same. He's introduced an offer of $1,000 for those who go via a government app pictured in glossy promo videos.
You might even qualify for up to $1,000 in travel assistance from the U.S. government.
Anaí says she didn't know about that, but she was aware of the other side, the constant threat of ICE raids and detention.
That's what we were afraid of, that they'd catch one of us. Even to go get food, you'd think twice before going out. You hardly left the house anymore.
And when Anaí's husband was deported, the family finally left to reunite with him. So how are they doing now? For Yutsari, it feels like the end of a dream. She loved her US high school. She wanted to be a human rights lawyer. In Mexico, she's struggling to get into school at all with her US papers.
I had plans to fulfill. I had goals. I kind of already had my future almost set up, and honestly, I didn't want to come back here.
There could be a bigger problem for her brother, Ivan. Their state, Michoacan, is suffering from extreme violence. The family fled their village for the US in the first place because a criminal group tried to forcibly recruit him.
What worries me is that the same thing might happen again, that it won't be just my son this time, but both of them. That's what worries me the most.
I mean, that's extremely sad and difficult because these people, they were fleeing violence. They had found some refuge in America, and now they they're back to the same situation. Now, I know people are going to be like, oh, why didn't they come here legally? It's not that easy. It's not that easy to come here legally. Speaking as an immigrant myself, I know the process. It took me many years, thousands of dollars. It's not that easy, and everybody's situation is different. So there is no one size fits all. There is no one size fits all. You cannot say everybody should do this and everybody should do that. People's situation is different, and in an ideal world, we should try to understand where people are coming from. Like them, they are fleeing violence, and now they're back in the violence. But enough of my rambling. Let's continue.
Like many, after a glimpse of something better, they're back where they started. A lot of migrants in Mexico come from areas that are poor or violent or both. Those who are sent back or self-deport are going to be going back to exactly that. The Mexican government says that over 82,000 people have returned voluntarily from the state since Trump took office. It's set up giant shelters at the border to process them, and then given people about $100 and a bus ticket home. Officials in municipalities like that of Anai's family are trying to help them as they arrive. Right now it's still a trickle, but they're concerned about later.
La realidad es que el número de casos está aumentando.
The reality is that the number of cases is increasing. And although the team has done great work, the resources will never be enough. We need more to be able to support the people who are arriving.
With migration to the United States at its lowest in more than 40 years and people returning, there's a new reality in Mexico. It's left many who before saw their future in the US wondering, what now?
Yeah, so that's the situation for the people living in smaller municipalities. Like, it's not like in Mexico City. In Mexico City, looks like those who are deported, who are living in Mexico City, are getting much more support from the Mexican government and from organizations in Mexico. But those living in smaller municipalities, like the family we just saw, are facing a much more difficult time. Now, I don't know how things are going to turn out for these families that were deported. It's a very difficult situation. I can only imagine. My only hope and prayer and desire is that they're able to adjust back to their new life and, live a life of dignity. It's what all humans want. So if you like this type of videos, please consider liking, subscribing, and of course, share this on all the networks. I'll see you.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!